One thing that's common is that really successful traders seem to be much more immune from emotion when things are going against them than you or I or most people would be. I remember Paul Tudor Jones, and this he wasn't speaking about himself. He was talking about Eli Tullis, who was a cotton merchant that was his mentor, and he related in our interview. This is one of the things that made a big impression in his life, in his career. And he talked about how he was with Eli one day, and the market was really went against him. He had a terrible day. He lost millions or whatever. And he had some guests in that afternoon. And Paul says, well, like you would never know the guy lost a dime that day. He was completely just normal, and that sort of made that impression on him. And I find a lot of these traders, they could be in these extreme situations and just are very cool and controlled. And I think a lot of that is inherent. It's inbred. I'm doing another book right now, and one of the traders, and maybe the best trader in this book I'm working on, maybe the best trader, the most successful trader I've ever interviewed. I'll go that far. And he can be talking about, well, what makes him different. And he mentioned a couple of things. One was, the ability of being intensely focused, which is another common trait, by the way. And one he said is he just has this, he's just born with this thing of being extremely calm. Like he doesn't get fazed by anything. And he says it's just the way I was born. It's just my genes. He's not saying it's anything that he deserves or did, but it's a trait. People ask, are great traders born or made? And I think to some real extent they are born. They have the right psychological makeup, or they have the right sort of intuitive sense to be able to pick up things that other people miss. But they have some traits that just make them unusually suited to be traders. And so those are a couple of things, like I said, focus, emotional calmness. Then there's other things like the ability to be very disciplined.